let's talk about Ferguson, because I know you were there and you got arrested. I think we have some pictures of you having a good time there. There you are. Enjoying the... oh, that's a nice picture. That's not such a bad picture. Okay. So, this Michael Brown has had 3 autopsies done on him, by the county, by the feds, and by his family. The St. Louis Dispatch seems like it's in cahoots with the cops, because there's a leak of information. I don't know why there's even a leak, because it's from a grand jury that's supposed to be illegal.
Should be transparency.
And so the latest story is that apparently there was a struggle in the car, that the officer, DarrenWilson, was driving along. Michael Brown comes up to the car. They have some sort of altercation, and then Michael Brown reaches for his gun, and that's why the officer shot him. But that's just the first shot. That's not really the one that matters.
Over and over.
Even if he shot him that time, what matters is the 6 after, when he shot an unarmed man. I don't understand why
you do that to the brother. You know what I mean?
Well,
you're absolutely right. But this is a systemic problem. This is just not Ferguson. This is L.A. This is New York. This is Chicago. This is Detroit. This is Miami. We've got to have some accountability of arbitrary police power against especially poor young people and disproportionately poor chocolate youth. That's what we need. And that's just the question. That's a question of fairness. The question of justice.
Yeah.
It's not a question of morality and spirituality.
But you know, the search for justice can't be separate from the search of the truth. We're going to find out what happens in the grand jury.
We need a fair
trial. Nobody knows more about the grand jury than the people on it. The leaks may be troubling, but we're going to have to deal with the systemic problems, and they're true with Ferguson in particular. We know that to be true. But if this turns out to be not as advertised, that needs to be taken into account.
That's true. Fair trial.
Okay, all right, all of that is true. But 90% of the greatest cause of black youth murder is murder by other black youths, not the popo. And the problem here is, these are statistics.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's
I just like hearing you say
that's true.
The reason I know this is because of New Orleans. And you have cited, and you are right, because we are working on this, massive incarceration, degraded education.
That's the soul murder in education in terms of
inextricably intertwined. So what we're doing in New Orleans, because it can work, but you have to teach each kid, you have to teach each kid the way he learns, and then each kid has to have a curricula that leads him to a career, so they have somewhere to go. And not everybody has to go to college. If they go to college, we do a first-gen program because they have cultural impediments. If they don't go to college, they can go in the hospitality industry, the music industry. We just launched a program where they can go to welding school for a year, and then they get a job as a welder, and before you make fun of that, have you tried to get a welder lately?
Why would I make fun
Because you're giving me that look. And you're
wasn't
about to say, like,
you a look.
who wants their son to grow up and be a welder?
Just wondering where you could get a good welder.
I was not giving a look.
This is good work. Well, you need jobs with a living wage, you need dignity, you need decency.
We need welders. We don't need anybody else in the music industry. But you know what else I find disturbing is that everybody in America just sides with their own people and doesn't look at the facts. The cops I saw on the news a couple of weeks ago were wearing bracelets or something that said, "I am DarrenWilson." Why do you want to throw your lot in with this plain murderer? And Michael Brown's people. I'm sorry, but Michael Brown's people say he's a gentle giant. Well, we saw that video of where he was in the 7-Eleven. No. He wasn't a gentle giant. He was committing a robbery, and he pushed that guy. He was acting like a thug, not like a gentle giant. He certainly didn't deserve to be shot for it. But why can't we, on both sides...
But I think the fundamental truth, and this is one of the things I try to deal with in the book, because see, those folk in that book, Martin, Malcolm, Ida B. Wells, and Frederick Douglass, yes, that these are people...
Sell it, Cornel.
No, not just selling. It's not just selling. It's beyond selling.
I love it.
Just checking.
Integrity. These are people of integrity. Frederick Douglass wasn't just selling. He was a person of integrity.
Yes, he was.
And what Brother Bill was talking about, you want integrity. Michael Brown was a human being. He had flaws like all of us. He's a cracked vessel, but he didn't deserve to be shot and his body sit there for 4.5 hours.
Of course not.
The police is a human being. The police deserves a fair trial.
That's right.
Okay.
Deserves a transparent process. We need integrity in this age of mendacity.
Here's integrity.
You get the last word.
Here's integrity. This man did not go to Ferguson and get arrested and like Al Sharpton to be on TV, because you're going to get on the next bus to Baltimore or Chicago or to Philly or to Newark or Detroit. This man walks the walk. That's
he does.
integrity. So.
All right. We can all agree on that.